The immigration story of Susan Lerner. Susan Lerner was born in Israel in 1949. She is also known as Gil Shoshana in Hebrew. Susan was approximately 9 years old when she immigrated to America. She immigrated from Israel to America in 1959. She lived on a small farm with her family before she immigrated to Israel. Susan's aunt and uncle said they'd have a better life in America, so her family moved. Susan immigrated to America on an airplane because her aunt and uncle lived in the Bronx. She was very confused that she had to immigrate to the United States. Susan thought her family already had a nice life in Israel with many family members. There were certain rules, like the process you need to get a sponsor. Lucky for Susan, she already had 2 sponsors there because of her aunt and uncle in the Bronx. Her parents that came were her mom, Madga Bernad, her father, Imre Bernad, and also she with her brother, Moshe Bernad. Susan said, "I was skeptical moving to America." She had a difficult life in America in many, many ways, like her apartment was on the 5th floor. Another challenge was that there were no elevators or escalators, plus they had to carry a shopping cart. Susan also said the travel experience was awkward. When Susan came to America, she had a small tenement to share with many family members. It only had around 1 room, so it was very, very squished. The biggest challenge was that they couldn't speak English and they had very few possessions. They could speak Hungarian and Hebrew as a bilingual family. They worked hard to fix those problems and learned English. The family now knows 3 languages as a trilingual family. Susan misses Israel, although she traveled back to Israel in 1969 when she was about 20 years old. She still would like to go back again and may go back one day. She didn't want to completely change just because of moving to a new place. Susan still wanted to be the same nice person, so she kept her dignity and her language. Susan now has 4 grandchildren, 3 granddaughters, and 1 grandson who is me. Susan Lerner now has kids, many friends, and goes to the synagogue to pray. She finds it very kind to help senior citizens, so she helps them out. Susan thinks that your dignity is really important. Susan Lerner tried to be a very nice person and help everybody out and be the best person she could be. That's the immigration story of Susan Bernad Lerner.